Okay. Hello, guys. Good evening. Good to have you guys here. I can see all recipes. Yeah. Hello, all recipes. Basically, I will just call you by the name that I see here. So please, if at all you're here, just say hi or hello so that I can know who is here, and then I will, of course, greet you back. It's good to be here, and we will start the class like really soon. And sorry for being slightly behind schedule. Really sorry. I had some technical issues at my end. I'm excited that I was able to fix that immediately. Okay, so yeah, welcome, Wisdom. Yes, we are doing good. Um, Wunam, welcome. Joseph, welcome. Great. All right, so we will start very soon, but let's just give some time for other people to jump on the call as well. Right, so it will be as short as yesterday's class. We will try to see how we can just like implement these like really fast. Um, yes, Omolala, welcome. Sage Health, welcome. Desire, welcome. Okay, so we will start very soon. Let's just give some time for other people to join, and then we can start. Um, okay. All right, so I think we're going to start like right now. Chika, welcome. Okay, so while we're waiting for others to join, we will just shoot up immediately. Udeme, welcome. Okay. Oh, sorry, it wasn't Chika, it was Chilaka. Sorry, please. Welcome. Okay. Wait, Udeme said hi, Sifu. Okay. Okay. So please, if you guys can hear me, please just let me know that I can be heard before I start, because when I start sharing my screen, I want to be able to like see the comments again. Yeah. So please, if at all you can hear me, please let me know. Just drop a comment for me so that I can know that you can hear me. Yes, I will start immediately. And meanwhile, today we are going to be learning how to implement CRUD. Okay, Wunam, thank you very much. Sage Health, thank you very much. Okay, so meanwhile, we're going to be trying to understand how to implement CRUD. Yeah, CRUD in FlutterFlow. So one of the basic things you need to learn when you start trying to figure out ways to build an application, be it a website or a mobile application, is to understand CRUD. CRUD is an acronym for create, read, update, and delete. So if you understand how to create, how to update, and how to delete, then and of course how to read, right, then you would have already gone far in understanding how to use FlutterFlow. That's what we're going to be doing today. Like we're going to do that like right now. Okay, so let's start right away. I'm going to share my screen, but let me just set myself up here. Okay. And let's go to Firebase. So meanwhile, I hope you have sent in your assignments. Every single thing that we do during the classes, either during a live class, because I think the next 3 days from now, the classes will not be live, they'll be recorded classes. So I will just send links for you to watch a particular tutorial. And then from there, there will be laboratories. Yeah, so laboratories will be live, but we will have very few live classes. We'll be having more of recorded classes, pre-recorded classes, and more of laboratories with the tutors. Yeah, so because like right now, so many of you have some issues, right? Have some issues that can be addressed immediately, and that can only be made possible in a laboratory where the tutors are available. So I'm trying to access my Firebase so that I can start the application immediately. All right, so let's see. Okay. All right, this is Nocode Africa, Logino. Okay, great. All right, so I'm going to start sharing the screen right now, and when I share the screen, you might not be able to, like, I won't be able to see the comments that you drop. So just drop the comments. I will respond to the comments when I stop sharing my screen. Yeah, because I can't see the comments when I'm sharing my screen, because I'm sharing my entire screen because I wanted to really see what is going on. Yeah. So okay, so this is FlutterFlow. We are going to continue with the login application we started yesterday, but I want you to call this, like, in the next assignment, it's going to be called CRUD, right? So what I just want you to do is implement CRUD inside your Logino application. So when you're submitting the second assignment, you can still submit the same link like what you submitted before. Meanwhile, this is how to simply get the link to your project. Yesterday I forgot to mention that. So you come to settings, you come to the settings icon here. You have to come to platforms first. You come to platforms and turn on the enables deep linking. That's this web part. Turn it on. When you finish turning it on, you come to web publishing and then hit on the publish button. When you hit on the publish button, wait for a couple of minutes. You'll see a link here. All right. So I think let me just go ahead and do it. So I didn't want to reserve any domain actually, sure, but it's okay. I just wanted to do this so that you can like see it. So in case anybody has any problem, I would just tell them to refer to the first 20 minutes or 10 minutes or 15 minutes of this particular tutorial so they can see it quickly. All right, so you just wait for a couple of minutes and then it will finish publishing the link. If you want your stuff to be excessively unique, you can choose to edit this link, right? But you have only three slots to edit a particular link. Yeah, so that's like it. All right, so what else? So we'll just wait for a couple of seconds and I think we'll come back to look at it. But the idea is when it has finished, it's going to show you the URL of the application, the web URL. All right, and then you'll see an icon here to click that will open to another place. We will come back to it. Let's just go back to the application itself. So this is Logino, and we are going to implement CRUD inside Logino. That's create, read, update, and delete. We will try to see how we can make this really fast. Just try to see how you can pay attention. Where you don't understand, you can always come back to rewatch the tutorial. Okay, so for us to create, to start with C, the create part, all right? So create, we are going to use a form, all right? So for creating, it's more like creating like a, you provide a particular field and then you can create something and put it inside Firestore. So creating simply means putting something inside Firestore. All right. Creating means putting something inside Firestore. That means you're putting a particular information, a data inside Firebase, right? Firebase Firestore. Okay. So this is Firebase for a project. You just come here to firebase.google.com after you've already signed into your Gmail account. If you don't have a Gmail account, you have to create one, right? So I'll just click here, go to console. It'll take me to the console for my Firebase. So I'll see the different projects that I have here, and I'll just click on the one that I want, which is the Logino here. Okay, then after that, what I need to do simply is I will come here to Firestore database. This is the database that I already have, which was created by default because of the fact that I turned on authentication and I turned on, I give FlutterFlow ability to create a document inside here. So I have one collection here. So now we want to be able to create. All right, so the C stands for create. We want to be able to create details and put inside here. So how do we do it? For you to be able to create, you have to have some form of placeholder, like some sort of container that you can put something inside, and then an action button that you can click to tell it, okay, the thing that I had put inside that container, I wanted to create it. I wanted to submit it inside the database. Let me show you what I mean. So here, this is the column for our product. If you see here on the widget tree, I'm selected on the column pad, and then this part was called portfolio. I can just click to minimize it. Then there's another column here. I'll just minimize it. I just want them to be like this so I can easily see it. All right, great. So there is an app bar here. Not really necessary. But this is it. It's okay. Fine. We're good with it. All right, then I'm clicking on the column here. I want to put things inside this column, so I have to click on the column. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just go ahead and add some details inside here. So the things I want to add here is just going to be, I want to be able to put maybe a text, and what should I put? A text, and maybe I'll just put a couple of things, right? So let's just try to see it. I'll click on here, add a child to widget. So this is what I clicked, and I'm going to search for text field. Let me start with text field. Text field is where I'll be able to like type something inside a particular text box, and then I can now submit it. So I clicked on it. This is how it appears. It doesn't really have a form, right? So this is how it looks like. So this is not how forms look like here. So not to worry. What you need to just do is you have to scroll down on the right hand side here. You see here, this is the hint text, like what is inside here. Okay, but before we do that, let's go ahead and try to give it a width. All right, so I'm currently using 390 by 844. Right, so I will try to see how I can give it a width. Let me see, what width was this? 360. Yeah, so I'll give it the width of 360. Let's see if it's going to take that width. Yes, it does. So this is it. It takes the width 360. I just put the width here. Now I want to go ahead and then give it a form, like an outline, like some outline around it, so that it doesn't look naked. You see, it looks naked. So, but before I do that, I will come here to this hint text and say start typing. I'll just type start typing, right? You can write anything that you want to write here. Okay, so then I'll scroll down, and then I will, what I want to do is in this input decoration properties, because this is the input environment, right? So it has a decoration property. So one could be underline, there's outline, and there's none. So we want outline. So with outline, it will allow some things to go around it, but we still don't see anything. Yeah, it's because we have not given that outline, which is the border, a color. So you see here, the color is not set. It writes here unset. So you have to click here and give it a border color. So I can give it something slightly faint. Something like this. I believe you can see it, but let me just make it a little bit, let me use a color that is more visible without stressing it. Okay, so this is it. It appears better now, yeah? Okay, so I'll click on it, and then I need to give that border some form of radius. So I will give it a radius of 14. I click on 14, and it now makes it look like this. Okay, beautiful. So now there's one more thing I need to do. Here is the hint text that we changed, but now we need to put a label text. So I want us to just put in, let's say, name. You see, name. Well, let's call it name. All right. So if you can see here, it shows here on the screen name. You see, name. All right. Then I think this is so far so good. We won't really try to do too many things. So name. What else should we put? I'm going to click on this text field now and click on Control D. All right, so that's to duplicate it, right? So this is duplicated. I will come here and then add some padding. Padding is basically what you use in giving spaces around a particular widget. All right, so an element. So you can give it padding on the left, padding on the right. Like padding is spaces, and then padding on the top. So you see here, it's somehow joined together. I don't like the way it is, so I'll click on it and give it some padding. I will say 8. All right, so this gives it some space, not so nice. I think I would just give it some space and say 16. All right, so this looks a little better. Then for this first part, I will come here and give it spacing and say 40, like, yeah, something like that. So it's better now. So name, this one is not supposed to be name. I want to put country. Okay, so I want to put country. Let's see, so let's change this to country, right? Okay, and then country, what else? I think that's okay. All right, now that we have name and country, let's see how we can add some other thing that is an input widget, right? So this is an input widget. It's a text field. So let's try to get more input widgets. So I'll click here. I'll look for something called drop down. All right, so drop down. I'll just click type and drop, then I'll see drop down. So this is it. I have a drop down here. Okay, so I will scroll down. It doesn't really have like so much of things to change, but you can just change the width here to 360. Okay, so we have that. Then let's give it a padding on top, say 16. All right, so we have this now, and let's see if we can give it some border, like border. So you come here to border radius and say 14. So now it has some border. Okay, so if you're like me, I would like these to not have a color at all. So I will come here, click on the drop down field color and clear color. So there's no color at all. But I would like it to have a color on its border. But last time I checked, I don't think drop downs have borders. Oh, it does. Okay, so FlutterFlow is really updating super fast. So here I will come here to the border color and give it this color, and that's it. All right, this is fine now. Okay, so pretty good. So we have this now, and what I need us to do now is we're going to go ahead and let's see. So this is going to be let's say sex, right? So yeah, so this is going to be for like to choose gender, sex. So here okay, so then we can come here to the option pad. So this is a drop down, so it has several options, and so we will say male, and we will add another one and say female. Okay, and that's it. And so the next thing we will need to do is, so male and female. That's it. That's for the drop down part. Okay, good. Now we have done that. Let's go ahead and click on, let's add these, let's go ahead and submit these detail inside the database. That's where we do creating functionality, the first part of the CRUD. Okay, so but for that to happen, we need an action button. So I'll click on the add a child to widgets. Okay, so I'm adding all of these widgets inside the column. That's why I keep clicking here. All right, so I will go ahead and then click to add a big button here. So the button is going to be 360, I guess. And then I will give it here 20. And I think the blue button is fine. We'll just change the text from button to create. Yes, I want it to be create so I have an idea what I mean. So create here in this scenario simply means submit. Okay, so I will change this border radius to 14 so that everything can just be sync. Okay, good. Now we have this. Let's go ahead and do some other extra customization. So we have here, this is called a text field, and the name already is a text field. We have another one called text field. we might be confused when we are trying to make use of it. So let's just click on it and come on the top part here and change it. Like click on here to change the name. So that particular one is for name. So we will change it to name. That's we are renaming the text field. So you see here it changes to name. Good. Then here we will say country. So we will say here country. And that's it. So then for this particular part, we will not call it drop down. We will call it sex. Okay. All right, so this is it. So we now have this properly done. What we now need to do is actually to submit these details. Like when a user creates, let me click on this to preview and show you how it looks like. This particular one doesn't take time to load. Basically what I did was I clicked on the preview button here, but I won't wait for it to finish loading. We'll go back to check on it. But what we need to do is we need to create a document to the database. And the way it's done in FlutterFlow is that you need to go ahead and create a collection, like the folder that these things will be stored inside. You have to create it inside FlutterFlow. You have to also create it inside Firebase. And they have to have the same spelling and everything. So let's do that. Let's start with FlutterFlow. So I'll call these data. Let's call this user data. Okay, so user underscore data. I will copy it at once. Why I copied is because it's good practice to create a collection in FlutterFlow and simultaneously you have to go ahead and create it in Firebase so that you don't get to make mistakes in your spellings. So I'll just paste what I copied here. It's just good practice. Click on auto ID. All right. I believe you saw what I did. Let me just cancel this. So I clicked on start collection and then I paste this and then I click on next. Then I click on auto ID. All right. And then I will just go ahead and add the fields that I need for my product. So my product requires what? It requires name, and the name is the data type is going to be string. We have different data types: number, boolean, map, array, null, timestamp, and due point. You will see them as we use them. Okay. So this is string because it contains all different characters, be it text, numbers, different things. Okay, so here we will say country. Country is also going to be a string. And then the last one here was sex. So sex is a string. Yes, so it's a string as well. And then while this is still up here, still come here and click start from scratch. You want to also set up the schema. What we did here is the schema, all right? It's this data structure. And then we have to do the same thing here. So what did we start with? We said name, the data type is a string. The same thing you did, the same thing you do here. So country, data type is a string as well. You click on check, and then sex is going to be string as well, and that's it. So we will come back here and just click and save. All right, so now everything works out fine. Firebase will show us a default here. So the idea is there has to be a default here, and you have to set up your structure here as well before you can go ahead and create a document that submits some things inside Firebase. All right, so let's go ahead and submit this information. That's to create the first part. After we've created, we will read, then we'll update. Okay. So, and we will do all of that in this same page. Yeah, or we can do it in another page. Yes, we will just do it in another page, preferably another page. Okay, so I'll click on this to create. What I just need to do is I'll click on this button and go to action, right? So I'll click on the action here, and then I'll add an action. Now, what action do I want to add? I want to add an action that says that is done under Firestore. So I'll click on Firestore, and then you see here we have create document. So basically, all the things that you need, the CRUD is here. So there's create, there's update, there's delete, there's read. Read is backend query. I will show you that immediately after this. So we will click on create document. And then it will ask us, what collection do you want to store? Like, do you want to create this document inside? What exactly is the document? Let's come here to Firebase. So this is the collection, and the things that are inside these collections are called document. So you see here, we have add document. Okay, so that's what it is. All right, so we will come here to collection and pick the collection. We want user data. Then we need to set the fields, like what fields are we collecting from this form so that we can actually create them as a document inside Firebase. All right, so we will say, I will click to add fields. I just always like clicking all the available fields. Then for the name, you now need to pick where FlutterFlow will pick the information for the name from. And so that's what it says here, value source. So the value source is not a specific value. We want to change it from specific to from variable, okay? And then because it's going to be a variable, it's going to come from somewhere. And then we click on onset and we go to widget state and we pick the text field for name. You see why it's good to name them. Otherwise, we would have seen something like text field, drop down, right? So now we just know it's a name, okay? Then we click on country and then come to specific value from variable, click on set, you go to widget state and pick country, good. Then we go to sex and here we will have, sex here is gender, okay. So I think maybe I'll be using more, yeah, it's the same thing. So click on a specific value, change it from variable, click on this and say widget state, and then we will say sex, okay. Okay, great. Now that we have this, we are done actually, guys. So we have created the document, all right. But let's just go ahead and then add an extra action. So what I did was click to open the action flow editor, and then I'll add another extra action here. Basically, it's a snack bar. I like to see a snack bar. It's more like a successful message kind of thing. So show snack bar and say document created. Okay, great. Right, so we've done the document created and we're good. Okay, so this is it. Now we can test this, but I want us to implement create and read before testing. Then from there we will continue like that and do read and delete before testing. All right, so 2 before we test because we don't have much time. All right, so let's click on this and quickly implement the other part. So create, this was the button for create. Let me add another button immediately here that says preview. Let's say document that would say preview. Okay, can we do that? Okay, guys, I think I will just do everything on the same page. I really don't want to make it super complex and bulky. All right, so let's reduce the time that we want to use to spend on this. So we will create the document here and we want to show it here. All right, so we want to show those details. How do we make it show? Like read. That reading is basically backend query, getting information from this. We've done that before yesterday, but in a small version. Let's go big now. So how do we do read? Basically, you need to have a particular widget to hold the information you want to read from the database. Okay, so let's go ahead and click on row. All right, and then add let's add a text field. Okay, let's add a text field here. This text field is going to hold the details for name. And let me give it some padding here from the left and say 16. Okay, great. Let's give it some padding from the top. Let's say 40. Yeah, it's okay. So name. And let's go ahead and what else? So let's duplicate this. So duplicate this, name. This is going to be for country. Okay, and then this is going to be for sex. So all right, so this is it. So we can say this name here, you see name, we will just say let's go ahead and duplicate it. Control D to duplicate the name, because one will be a placeholder while one will be dynamic from the database. So here is just a normal text. So we'll put something here. And then here will be the normal country. Let's Control D as well. Normal country. And then here will be, of course, you get what I mean. Let's say Control D. Click on it and Control D to duplicate. Okay, so I will just put that here and we're good. All right, so now we have these informations, right? We're really good. What I want us to do now is I would like it to just be a bit orderly. Yeah. So let's say 25. I just want it to align somehow. Okay. 27. So guys, I'm just trying to see how I can make this align. Okay, so it's like this. So let's say this one is going to be 35, 40. I'm just giving it some padding so that they can somehow be on the same position. It's not necessary, but I feel compelled to do it. All right, so I'll click on this and make it bold. I'll come here to normal and say bold. I'll come here to text, to country. I'll click on here and change it to bold. And then here, click on this and change it to bold. Good. So we have these informations now. What we just need to do is we need to go ahead and click on like get this information from the database now. All right. So something is happening that we need to do. Hold on, guys. I would like to do something. I would like to put all of these things inside a column, right? I would like to put all of these details inside a column. So I'll come here to the widget tree and try to like I'm gonna right click on this and say wrap a widget in a column. Okay, so I'm putting it inside a column. I will tell you why I'm doing that, because I want to be able to query the column itself so that it can give me details of what is inside. I will explain. So then for these, okay, so I will try to drag these and put inside here. It didn't enter. So close this and drag this inside here. It didn't still enter. Why? Okay, it doesn't have to wait till it's loading. Okay, so all right, so I have everything is reversed now. Let's click on this. I'm just basically trying to wrap all of this inside the column. Okay, so I will just try to, this is supposed to go here, and then this, okay, this is supposed to, I'm just dragging them down to reorder them. So name, I think it was sex last. Yeah, so like this. Okay, so that's it. So we now have all of these things inside a column. That's just what I wanted to have. So now, let's give it some padding here, 20 again. So now we have date information. I'll click on the column and I want to query the column because you can only be able to like read information from the database. What's the simplest way of explaining this? So if I want to go ahead and get information from the database that can give me details of the name, country, and sex according to what was submitted here, then I need to query the environment. I can still just query just the row here, but I have to do it multiple times. I have to do it for these, do it for these, and do it for that. I don't want to do that for all of them. I just want to do it for just one thing, okay? With time, I think you get a hang of this. So I'll click on column, and then I'll come to this icon here. It says backend query. This is where we implement the read scenario. So I'll click on add backend query, click on set query collection. I'll go to the collections I want to query. It's going to be user data. I want it to be list of documents. Well, I don't really want it to be list of documents. I just want one document. So single document. Yeah. But in some scenarios, you will need to get a list of documents. But in this situation, I just want just one document, because if I wanted a list of documents, I would have put it in the list view. So I just want one single document. So I'll click on confirm. And that's it. I've queried this particular place. But now I need to go ahead and still like select the source of these, the source of the input here, right? So I'll click on this and then click on the small icon here, and I'll go to user document, user data document, what we have here. You can't have this if I told you did not query the screen, query the column like I did. So you have to follow the step just like that. I click on this, and then I will say name, so it shows your name. Okay, so I click on this, come here, go to user document and say country. Good. I'll click on this, go to user document and say sex. That's it, guys. So I don't intend to click this and keep updating it or something. So there's something I would like to do else, right? I would like to do something else, which is a little bit good. So because later on we will need to create that will now make it a list view scenario. I didn't want to do that. So let's just leave it like this and not make it complex at all. So when we are submitting this form, we'll just submit it once. We will have other classes where I will show you how to implement submitting data in a form multiple time and then making it show in a list view. All right. So, but for now, this is what we're going to just focus on. So we have implemented create and read immediately. So I would like us to just run it and see. So I'll click to run it. It will take us a couple of minutes to show us what we are supposed to see. But while waiting for that, I will just want us to, it's going to take some time. So I want us to go ahead and proceed to update and delete. So how do we implement update and delete? So we just need another form, another screen, right? We just need another screen where we can put some information and update it. So what I will do now is I will go ahead and then first of all duplicate this home screen. So I'll right click on it and duplicate the screen. I'll call these, I'll come here and update the name. No, not that. Click this and update the name to update, maybe update. Okay, so we had, okay, let's just say update. All right, so we now have these. I will go ahead and then delete. No, I will leave this here. Yeah, I think I'll leave this here. Yeah, I'll leave this here. And then here is going to be for my update. Okay, so good. Let's go back to the home and then let's give an icon. Let's just add a button here that says edit, something like that. So I'm not really paying attention to design here, guys. Okay, so I'll click on this and add a button. I will call the button edit. Okay, so edit, and I will try to make the width. Okay, so run mode is finished. We will check it out, but let's width here is going to be 360. And I'll change the color to, I don't know, I'm not very fine with colors. This is so cool, I think. At first I thought it wasn't cool, but it's cool. All right, so 14. And then let's give it some padding, let's say 14. Great. So we have this now. I will click on this. I want it to redirect. When the user clicks on this, it should take the user to the update screen. So I'll come to action, then click to add an action, and I'll go to navigate to update. Good. And then I can make the transition to like slide up. Okay, so this is it. Very good. All right, so we'll come to the update screen, and we'll come to the update screen, and what we will do now is what do we do? Yeah, so this is the form. We've already set it up for creating. So what we will do is I don't want us to waste so much time, so we'll click on this to open the action flow editor. And if you see here, it was to create. I want us to change this from create. We'll go back to Firestore and say update document. All right, so update document. It will require us to put the details again. Okay, so we'll click on this, and then we need to say select reference to update. Okay, yeah, so we want it to update. Uh-oh. Okay, so let's see. We need to update reference. We're supposed to get like the other details, but we can't get it because we have not queried the screen. Okay, so guys, we will just delete the whole of the let's delete the whole of these. Yeah, we'll start it all from scratch. Delete action chain. Yep, good. So this is still here. This is all of this is still here. But now what we need to do is I am going to do something. Okay, so I think let's click here to add an app bar style for, let's click this and delete it. Yeah, just click this. I want us to be able to take us back. So I'll click this and see if it has an action. Yeah, navigate back. Good. So we'll leave it like that. The reason is because I want to take off this particular column. Great. I'm taking it off. And then, good. So I'm taking that off. This will show this. Nice. Then log out. We don't need these to show here. So I will just take this off, and take this off as well. So I'm just trying to make things a little bit neat. Okay. So let's see. Okay. Okay, guys. So sorry about that. Yeah, I noticed. I had some technical issues there. I dropped it on the group that we will be back in less than three minutes, and we're back. Sorry about that. Okay, so we'll quickly share my screen again. This is one of the reasons why we're going to be having more of recorded classes. Yeah, so from the next classes, we will have more of recorded classes. Let's see, this was what we wanted to fix, and I'm just going to, let me just try to put this in the center, R16, or yeah, that's okay. So we have these, this is our screen now. So I was trying to just make everything cleaner and neater, and I think I have achieved that purpose. Let's see how we can finish up and create delete, and that's all. Okay, so we're back with these, and what did we need to do? We need to be able to update. So let's change the name on the button first, so that I can get like to really know what I'm doing. So update, okay, so this is update, and then here is our fields, good. So, but for us to update, we need to query, we don't necessarily need to query. We just need to be able to like update directly, but it needs to have a source. Okay, so I think the best thing we can do here is push data from here to here. But let me see two ways we can do it. Meanwhile, let's just first of all take a look at what we did first for CRUD and for create and read. All right, so I already have an account, so I will just sign in. It's just a continuation of what we did the last time. Okay, so I'll just copy it in case. So login just away. Okay, so now we have this. Okay, so it shows me this information, right? You see, it say login successful, shows me this information. Now I just need to go ahead and put my name, David Rock, and then here I'll say Nigeria. And then for the sex part, I will just click and choose male and then click and create. Okay, so automatically say document created. It fills this place up for me. You see, it's now coming from the database. Now, good information. Now we are done with create and read, right? So we created, we have read. Okay, so let's go back and complete what we're doing here. We just want to do update. Let's say I made a mistake with my name and I want to change it. Okay, so that's what we're trying to do here. For updating, click on this. There's something seemingly not looking right. So let's see. We need to update. Update. It says select reference to update. I want to actually update not the authenticated user. All right. I want to actually authenticate some. Sorry, guys. I blacked out again. Yeah, I think my device is actually overheating. I do not know why, and because it overheats just recently and it goes off. Really sorry, really sorry about that. Well done for staying on. I think I'm gonna have to like run really fast now. Not so fast though. Okay, because I wouldn't like it to repeat again. Okay, so this is it, and this is where we start. We need to get we need to be able to like update an information, right? So I think at this point I wouldn't like to like waste too much time trying to fix this issue. What I rather would want to do is let's update an information from the user, authenticated user, right? So let's say it's an email that we want to update, right? So this is the email, right? Let's say we want to change our email, for instance. So I think we can stick to that for now quickly. So if you want to do that, I will just go ahead and then I'll take off some of these things like this. Yeah, because I want to like be really fast so that I don't have that information, that challenge again. So let's just update only the email of the user, like the email of the user. So I will click on this. Let's change this from country to email. Okay, so email. I want to just edit the email of the user. Come on, I clicked on that. It didn't change. Why? It changed here. It didn't change there. Okay. All right. So here is changed. Okay. I have to come here and change it to email. All right, so I want to just update just the email of the user. All right, so this okay, so I am back again. Funny enough. Uh, okay, so if this happens again, guys, I will just send you the recorded session instead. And yeah, because of this thing, we'll have more of our recorded classes. But I really want to finish off what I had started, right? I'm more like a consistent person. So let's try to see if it's gonna work out, whether we will be able to like get it done. If not, I will send you the record session on WhatsApp. Okay. But if it goes off again, I will have to like send my system to an engineer. Uh, okay, but I will just go ahead and share my screen again quickly, and then we try to see if we can just do it. So the update pad is what we wanted to get done, and so to update, it's just email and update, and so backend call update document. We want to update just the authenticated user. So we come here to user reference, and then we say confirm. And I think that's it. Then we can just click on add fields. We want to just update the email. We go to specific value, change it to from variable, and come to the widget state and pick the email. And that's it. So we are good with this right now. So we can decide to add a snack bar. Yeah, so let's say Let's add a snack bar. I like to see snack bar, even when things are not going fine. Let's say updated. Who doesn't like a snack? Okay, so this is it. And so we have implemented updates now. All right. In subsequent classes, I will show you how to do like complex update scenarios. Okay. So the next part is to delete. All right. So let's go ahead and say, let's come back to the home part here and then implement delete. Let me see. What would I like to delete? I would like to delete the email that was created. But if you delete the email, that's going to be a lot of problems, right? So, okay, so let me add an extra field. No, let's see. Yeah, let's try to see if we can delete the email quickly. So what can we do? Let's click here. All right, and then this is the profile part, and then I want to just go ahead and come to the column here. This is okay, so I want it to be in the row. I want to just add an icon here that says let's say icon, right? So icon, it's gonna be icon for delete. All right, so delete. Right, so delete is like a bin. Okay, so I'll pick this, I'll make it red. Okay, and then I will give it some padding here, say 150. Okay, so let's say 230, something like this. Okay, so that's it. This is the button for delete. So I'll just click on these. The user can click on this to delete their email. Well, this is not practical, but I just want to show you a complete part of it. We will have laboratories, but I want to like make the tutorial complete. Okay, so we will just come here, click on action, click on add an action, and then go to Firestore and say delete document. Select the reference. We want to delete the user. Basically, we want to pick up the reference in the user document. All right, so that's it. So with this now, we can just delete these. Okay, so technically we are done with CRUD implementation. I will still drop a link to a pre-recorded class so that you can see like other things more in detail. Okay, so I will just go ahead and just quickly run this and then try to take some questions. And then after that, we can end the class, right? Because we've had like some technical issues so far today. So we'll wait for a couple of minutes to see the outcome of what we have done. And then, but for now, I will stop sharing my screen and take questions. Okay, so lots of persons had already dropped. So it's really good for, can also have, prefer not to say. Yeah, Igu, I understand. It's, we're not like doing it in real time. We're just like, it's an experiment, okay? Okay, so this particular issue, you can try to install free VPN. Add the free VPN on your Chrome. Just go to Google and search for free VPN. Add it to your Chrome and pick a particular location. All right, and try using FlutterFlow again. It should work. Okay, so login problem. Yes, the login problem is what I'm talking about right now. So if I told you having issues logging into FlutterFlow, the main challenge might be maybe your IP or something. So, but what you could just do is go to Google and search for free VPN, and then just add it to your Chrome. All right. So add it to your Chrome. It should work properly. I will try to see if I can drop some screenshots on the group. All right. So before my system goes gaga again, please let's just go ahead and then take a look at the result of what we have done. So I'll share my screen quickly, and then that will be the end of our class. So this is the application, and we have everything working. So this is it. It has the details here. We can log out. Oh, the button is not showing. I don't know why. Where did I put the button? It's in home. Okay. And this is home. Edit. Okay, so let's try to update first. We will fix the other one later. So edit, let's say I want to change it to David Rock. Something like this. I want to just change it to this. So I click on update. Okay, so it says updated. My details are updated. So you see here, it changes my email to David Rock. Initially, it was Nocode Africa, yeah. And the cool thing is that it also changes in the Firebase. So let's see. The icon for delete was supposed to be here. I don't know why it didn't show. I don't know why this didn't show up. Okay, so I think maybe we have some challenges there. Just so that my system doesn't like go off, I really wouldn't want to have that technical issue again. I will try to see how I can get everything sorted out before our next live class, but we will be having more of recorded classes. Okay, so I will stop sharing now, and I hope that you have been able to like learn something from the class. And sorry for the glitches. We've had like 3 glitches today, but resilience. I had to just keep trying until we reach the end. Okay, so I will drop the link to the recorded class, like the recorded session for this same thing, CRUD, so that you can go through it and practice it. All right. If you have questions, please just drop them in the Meet and Greet group or send them to me directly, and I will see how I can help you out. Okay. See you in tomorrow's class. Bye for now.